was his decision, wasn't it?
I never knew that.
What have we here? A fresh face, and not one of those filthy bandits, I hope. I'm Garrett. If there's anything you need, ask me first. I can get you almost anything. Wine, weapons, and other stuff you might need, except for booze. If it's a decent drink you want, go see Samuel.
Who's Samuel?
He's our moonshiner. He's got his cave on the beach, a little distance from the camp. You can't miss it. Just walk north. You'll be well advised to keep yourself supplied with grog. Some of the boys here aren't very fond of greenhorns at all, if you get my drift. A decent swig of grog can work wonders for you.
Where do you get your supplies?
Skip always brings loads of stuff from Corinus when he visits there. Until recently, he used to sell some of it directly to the bandits. But since we've been at war with the bandits, I'm the one who ends up with all the stuff now.
He doesn't even know how to hold a sword.
What do you know about the bandits?
You'd better ask Skip about that. He's been through quite a lot with that bunch. Let me tell you, Greg has given orders to do away with any bandit who shows up near the camp.
You're Captain Greg. What's he like?
He's a tough old bastard, and no doubt about it. And greedy to the bone. He makes Francis, our treasurer, pay out not a penny more than what it takes to prevent a mutiny. And if one of us ever gets his hands on something really valuable, he'll inevitably take it for himself. I once took a compass from a royal frigate. That bastard Greg made me hand it over, of course.
And there's more,
Bah.
believe me.
He probably buried it somewhere, just like the rest of his treasures.
Where might Greg have buried that compass?
Greg once told me that death himself watches over my compass. Then he laughed.
Anything else?
There's a beach at the southern coast. It can only be reached by sea. Greg is said to have been there often. Maybe you'll find something there. I once went there to see what I might find myself, but the area is teeming with monsters. If you really want to give it a try, don't forget to bring a pick.
He listened to the wrong people.
What can you tell me about Francis?
Greg put him in command while he's gone. But Francis is a total failure as a leader.
Never thought of that
He can't even get Morgan to stir his lazy ass out of bed. Henry and his boys are the only ones doing anything around here. The others are just enjoying themselves instead of working. I can only hope that Greg will come back soon. He'll give them all a good swift kick in the ass.
Anything new?
Nothing ever happens anymore since Greg left.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
Show me what you have.
Things would have turned out differently if it hadn't been for us.
I agree with you completely.
I'm staying out of it.
That's not what I heard.
I'm staying out of it.
He doesn't even know how to hold a sword.
Been there, done that.
That's really not my problem.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
He doesn't even know how to
New
hold a
here,
sword.
are you? Great. We can use every man.
How are things?
Right now, all's quiet in the camp, so I'm going to relax a little. And if I were you, I'd do the same. Since the bandits are here now, the situation may change faster than we like.
What do you know about the bandits?
You mean besides the fact that they're a deadly menace and outnumber us by far?
Yes?
They're rolling in gold. Well, at least they were rolling in gold. They never paid for their last shipment. But I doubt that it's because those bastards ran out of gold. It's more likely that they've gotten way too big for their boots.
Looky there, a newbie. And a landlubber at that. You're a bit scrawny for a pirate.
Anything new?
Wait a moment. Not as far as I can see. Same old, same old.
You don't have to tell me that.
What have we here? Crossing the path of old Skip again? I know you.
No idea. You tell
The
me.
bay near the city, remember?
Skip, right?
I see I made a lasting impression. But I've seen your mug elsewhere in the meantime. But of course.
I've got no time.
Oh well, not a great likeness, but it's certainly you. Don't let it get to you. My own wanted poster looks
He
just
simply
as
needs to
daft.
practice more.
What are you doing here?
I've just come back from Corinus, and now I'm waiting for Greg to return.
That'll never change.
I saw Greg in Corinus.
Really? Damn. Something must have gone wrong then.
He
He
thinks
should have been
he
here with
sees
our ship some time ago. I suppose I should go back to Corinus and wait for him there. Ah,
No
but
idea,
certainly
you tell
not
me.
today. I only just arrived here.
It's a bad business.
What can you tell me about the bandits?
No idea.
The
you tell
bandits?
me.
They're attacking us! Why do you think we're building this palisade? We brought those scumbags over here ourselves. We used to trade with them. Boy, let me tell you, they've got more gold than they'll ever know what to do with. They were prepared to pay any price for a bottle of rum. But those times are past. It's war now.
What happened?
Those
That'll never
bastards
change.
hadn't paid for their last shipment. So I went there to see what had become of our gold. But when I got to the swamp, the swine attacked me. And that's not all. They killed Angus and Hank, two of our best people. Just stay away from that swamp, I tell you. They'll go after anyone who doesn't look as shabby as they do.
Things
Have you
would've
ever
turned
met
out differently
Raven?
if it hadn't
Certainly. When I was with Henry up at the gate, I watched Raven place some of his boys at the tower to the south,
You don't have to
just a
tell me
stone's throw from our camp. I guess they're supposed to spy on us. I've also seen how he treats his people when they
I'm
don't
staying
do
out of
his bidding. He'll make short shrift of anyone who doesn't obey his orders to the letter. Mark my words,
Things I
stay
can
well
tell
away
you.
from Raven.
Yeah, he really said that.
Tell me more about Angus and Hank.
Angus and Hank were supposed to meet with some bandits in front of the camp. They were carrying all kinds of supplies, everything those bastards had ordered from us. Forged steel and lockpicks
Will it ever
and
change?
whatnot. But they never came back. The bandit swine must have done away with them. Morgan and Bill went out to look for them without any success. Bill was pretty devastated. They were both friends of his. He's still young.
All that matters
These
is
things really get to him. The rest of us took it in our stride. The goods we can afford to lose. But the grog they were carrying. We're talking at least 20 bottles.
That's really not my problem.
Have you got anything to sell?
I'm
If you want to trade, go to Garrett. He's in charge of our supplies.
From me.
I need bandits' armor.
You want to go in there? Are you insane?
telling you
Once
anything
those guys find out, you're not one of them. You're sausage
happen sooner or
meat.
later.
Do you have any idea where I could find armor like that?
Matters is strength, so don't tell me.
You don't give up easily, do you?
couldn't care less.
All right. We used to have a suit. Greg's probably
doesn't
still
see that,
got
I
it
can't
somewhere, up in his hut. Maybe you can buy it from him when he gets back.
I never
Can you
knew
tell
that.
me how to get into his hut?
Whoa there! Not so fast.
sooner or
You
later.
weren't thinking of ransacking Greg's stuff, were you?
even know how to
When he
hold a
left,
sword.
he gave the key to Francis and told him not to let anyone into his
Sooner or
hut.
later.
Don't tell me.
What can you tell me about Francis?
Francis is our
Simply
treasurer.
needs to practice
The
more.
captain trusts him. That's probably why he left him in command. But none of the boys here really take him seriously.
have to tell me
If you want to know more, talk to Samuel. He's got his still in the little cave north of here. There isn't a soul in this camp
been there,
Samuel
done
doesn't know all kinds of things about.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
About that grog. You're missing
been there,
20
done
bottles,
that.
right?
Yes, damn it. My entire stock.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
Things would have turned out differently if it hadn't been for us.
That was obvious all along.
Same old thing. all over again.
Hey, how are things going with you?
What's up? Did Henry send you here? Tell him to get his planks as soon as I'm done. If he can't wait that long, he's welcome to saw them himself.
I'm looking for Angus and Hank.
I have no idea where they are. The bandits must have got them.
You were friends with them, weren't you?
All I know is that they were gonna meet up with the bandits in a cave not far from here. It must be somewhere outside our camp, to the east. I don't know where exactly. I've never been there myself. Maybe you should ask Alligator Jack about this. He's always roaming around outside the camp.
What are all these planks for?
We use them for the palisade, you dimwit. Greg thought it would be a good idea to secure our camp this way. We can save ourselves the work, if you ask me. If the bandits are really planning to attack us, this ridiculous palisade isn't gonna stop them. We should have never tolerated them in our valley in the first place. If I'd known all this in advance, I'd have stayed in Corunus.
Can I help you saw?
Nah, I can handle this by myself. I joined up here not long ago, and letting others do my work won't get me anywhere if you get my drift.
You've been to Carinas?
Yes, I kept myself afloat there, picking pockets and doing a little swindle or two. But whenever fewer ships came in, business got worse and worse. At some point, I got tired of being on the run from the militia for a few crusts of bread. That's when I joined Greg. Now I'm stuck here, sawing all day to build a palisade that's of no use to anyone.